A new investigative report from the Center for Responsive Politics has found that Robert Mercer had actually spent quite a bit of money on a specific firm that pushed out anti-Muslim fear-mongering advertisements on social media that were targeted to certain voters that would respond and react to them. Now, according to the report, Robert Mercer pumped $2 million into this conservative nonprofit group known as Secure America Now that used Facebook and Google to target anti-Muslim ads towards certain voters in swing states in 2016. The ads, 3 in all, mimic travel advertisements intended to stoke fears of Muslim influence in France, Germany, and the United States. However, Robert Mercer was not the only wealthy donor that gave a considerable amount of money to Secure America Now in order to push these ads out. The other donors include Estee Lauder heir Ronald Lauder, who gave $1.1 million. So Estee Lauder, I ain't with it anymore. Or yeah. I never was, it's a little too expensive for me, but moving on.
Yeah, and others, by the way, as well as a nebulous group called 45 Committee. They have secret money. They pumped in $2 million. I mean, our system is insane. We can't even know who paid $2 million to run ads stoking hatred against Muslims. Best Buy CEO Brad Anderson and Republican donor Foster Friess, they all chipped in. I interviewed Foster Friess when we were on Current TV. He's such a likable guy. And that's the amazing part of it. Just like so pleasant and hey, how you doing? You have a reasonable conversation. And then later he turns around and he's like, oh, you want to attack a certain ethnic group and make everybody scared of them and pass laws against them. Great, let's do that. Let's get everybody to hate Muslims.
Yeah, and remember, it goes further than that. I mean, it's essentially targeting individuals in swing states during the election to convince them to vote for, or at least persuade them to vote for Trump.
So the fact that they didn't mention any political candidates, it might be for legal reasons, but it's an insight into 2 other things. One is they don't have to. You know who's against the Muslims. You know that if you hate Muslims, you're gonna vote for Donald Trump. So let's not pretend anything otherwise, okay? Right. And it's not like they're like, ooh, I'm scared of the Muslims. I'm gonna vote for Hillary Clinton, or I'm gonna vote for Bernie Sanders. No. We hate Muslims is a Republican stance. And it's so obvious they don't even have to tell you the candidate. The second thing is they pumped in millions upon millions of dollars to spread hatred, just generally. We know it'll help Trump, but plus we get to smear Muslims. So Robert Mercer, you are a bigot. I know that the mainstream media and a lot of people that are in civil society, when I do declare, I see him at the opera, I feel so uncivil to say he's a bigot. Are we worried about his feelings? Is that what we're worried about? He wasn't worried about the feelings of Muslim Americans. And if he had done it to another ethnic group, I know that it's become just okay. It's just acceptable to hate Muslims and Mexicans in this country now because of Trump and because the Republican Party's been doing that propaganda for so long. But if these guys all put in money to run ads about the scary Jews coming into the country, we'd all be horrified, justifiably horrified. And you would, the next time you saw him at the opera or the ballet, would you say, oh, Robert, how do you do? I can't believe those dastardly young Turks called you any names. No, you'd say, wow, what a monster.
So my takeaway from this story is not only that people like Robert Mercer are bigots. I mean, that is a well-known fact, and it doesn't interest me at all. I hope that most Americans are aware of it, and hopefully videos like this educate them on that or inform them on that. However, what I take away is we need to be better at investigating the sources of the videos and the content that we see on social media and online. So I'll give you a non-political example. There are all sorts of weirdos on Facebook who for some reason get a rise out of spreading fake stuff about dangerous things happening that aren't really happening. And I get text messages from family members, usually my mom, telling me that I need to watch out because this is happening. And so one of those instances happened today where there's something going viral on Facebook about how someone is using a needle to put poison, to poke into water bottles and put poison in them. They're poking into the caps and so be careful, don't drink this bottled water. And then of course you investigate it and you find out through Snopes and various other sources that it's been debunked. Just please investigate the source. Where is it coming from? Is it reputable? Is there an agenda? I think media literacy is very important and lacking here.
But they took advantage of that. They put this on Google and Facebook and aimed it at people who were more likely to be afraid of Muslims.
Yes.
So they targeted it at fellow bigots to get them to turn out and vote for Trump, get animated, get scared, because the conservative mind is mainly centered around fear. So if you scare them enough of the others, in this case Muslims, in the past it was Jews, now it's Muslims, right? And in the past it's also been gays, etc. We keep on moving. Then you'll get them to vote, and then I'll get my tax cut. So by the way, it's not just Mercer. I want to call out Ronald Lauder too, because he's very well respected in New York circles. And if he did a similar ad, like I said, about any other group, including Jews, he would be shunned, and rightfully so. They say that's a terrible anti-Semite, right? He does the same ad, but it's about Muslims. Oh, Ronald, how do you do? No, the guy's spent millions of dollars on bigotry, on hatred and fear. So understand who Ronald Lauder and Robert Mercer are. That's who they are. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.